going to work a lot on our core. And our core, as I often like to say, our core is not just that little bit of chubbiness underneath our belly. Our core is actually anything that is not an extremity. So it's not your head, it's not your arms, it's not your legs. So it's your chest, it's your ribs, it's your belly, it's your back. So we're going to work today on building some core strength. And we will begin seated, then we will lie down, and then we'll probably spend some time on our hands and knees. And if we have enough time, we'll do a little bit of work in a squatting position. So that's where we're headed. I'm going to invite all of you, I can't tell if your eyes are open or closed, but if they're open, I'm going to invite you now to close your eyes. And with your eyes closed, let your hands rest gently on your knees. And then with just a slight amount of effort, begin to press gently into your knees, lifting up through your side ribs, lifting up through your spine. Taking a big breath in, bringing your shoulders up to your ears. As you exhale, you let those shoulder blades rest on your back. And then you can tuck your chin back ever so slightly so that your head is not pulling on your neck. You might right away notice that there's some effort involved with sitting in alignment. Our natural inclination is to soften our bellies, round our spines, slump over, our head sticks forward. But to sit in alignment takes some musculature. So notice your body at work here. As I mentioned, we're going to be working on some core strength. We're going to be working together here on your physical core strength. But I'd like you to just for a moment or two pause and perhaps think about your core values and your core beliefs. Do they need to be strengthened? Do you need a little core value tune-up? Or perhaps you notice that over these past 2 or 3 or however many months we've been at home, have you noticed that maybe your core beliefs have changed a little bit? Maybe your values have shifted. So when your mind wanders, which it will, because that's what minds like to do, when your mind wanders, gently but firmly bring it back to perhaps reflecting for a moment or two on a core value. Or then noticing your breath in your core. Try to feel your belly expand as you breathe in. And feel your belly relax as you exhale. As you inhale, feel your side ribs expand. And as you exhale, feel those side ribs contract. As you breathe in, fill your belly with air. And this time as you exhale, gently begin to pull your belly button toward your spine, really engaging those lower abdominal muscles. And then do a few more rounds of this, noticing how much musculature is involved in just breathing. And then bring your hands together at your heart center. Let your chin begin to drop down toward your chest. And with your chin dropping toward your chest, maybe you notice yourself stretching your neck a little. And then start to open your eyes. Follow your hands with your gaze. Raise your arms up over your head. We were just sitting up nice and straight in alignment, but as you breathe in, and expand those ribs. Allow your exhale to help you reach up even a little bit higher. And then release your hands and start climbing as if you're climbing an imaginary ladder or a rope, switching from one hand to the next, stretching through that side body, starting to activate those oblique muscles. And then come to a still point, open your arms out to the side, relax your shoulders. Take your right hand, bring it underneath your left. You're going to bend your elbows, bring your palms together to the best of your ability. Garudasana, eagle arms. So you're stretching your upper back here. You're doing a little bit of shoulder work, but now we're going to add a little bit of core work. So everything we do today, we're going to be doing with a real awareness of how it affects our core. So I'd like you to bend over, tap your elbows to your mat if you can. Using your belly, lift yourself back up. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lift. One more time. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lift. Sweep your arms up and over your head, palms forward, and then you're going to fold forward, release your hands, your head, your heart. Creep your fingers out a little bit further. And then take a nice big breath in. Pull your belly in. Use your exhale to lift your arms up and then bring them out to the side. And now your left hand comes under your right. Bend your elbows, palms together. You feel a nice stretch in your upper shoulders and upper back. Big sip of air. Exhale, lower down. Tap those elbows. Lift yourself up. Tap your elbows down. Lift yourself up. One more time. Tap your elbows down. Lift yourself up. Sweep your arms back up over your head. Palms forward. As you exhale, fold forward again. Release your head, your hands, your heart, and creep those fingers forward. As we stay here for another breath or two in your seated forward bend, try to feel yourself creating space in your spine by creeping your fingers out a little bit more. Nice big breath in. As you exhale, lift your arms up. Sweep your hands behind you. Fingers are pointing forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Feel yourself lifting from your belly, your ribs lift, your chest lifts. Nice breath in. Maybe you use your abdominal muscles to help lift you up as you drop your knees down. And then release yourself back down. Switch the cross of your legs. And once again, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Lift your belly, your ribs, your chest. Look up, lift up, drop your knees. Release yourself back down. And just for a moment, circle your wrists around. We're going to come into a plank series that is going to be a little bit challenging for your wrists. So maybe interlace your fingers, stretch your palms forward. And then release your hands again, roll your wrists around. So it's going to be a little bit challenging for your wrists, but I want you to think about using your chest, using your belly, using your side ribs, using your thighs, using everything you can besides your wrists to hold you up. So you're going to roll onto your hands and knees. We're going to stay here just for a moment. You're going to have an awareness. So if you're nice and relaxed, your belly's hanging down, you have that little sway in your back. When you pull your belly in, now your back is nice and engaged. So we're going to stay here for a moment with that abdominal engagement. You're going to curl your toes. You're going to lift yourself to a plank pose. We're going to stay here for 2 breaths. Nice big inhale. Exhale 1. Another big breath in. Exhale 2. Tap your right knee and lift. Tap your left knee and lift. Bring your right forearm down, bring your left forearm down, 2 breaths. Big inhale. Exhale 1. Another big breath in. Exhale 2. Straighten your right arm, straighten your left arm. Tap your right knee, lift. left knee, lift, right elbow down, left elbow down. Right arm straightens, left arm straightens, lift your hips, come to down dog. In your down dog, push that floor away from you, drop your head and chest, lift your hips nice and high. Come up onto your tippy toes, bend that right knee, that left heel stretches down. And then you come up onto your tippy toes, bend your left knee, your right heel comes down. Back up onto those tippy toes, both of your heels come down. And then you're going to take your right hand, you're going to try to tap your left knee and bring it back to the floor. Left hand taps your right knee and bring it back. Right to left and back. Left to right and back. Again, right to left and back. Left to right and back. Inhale, tippy toes. And as you exhale, bend your knees, let them hover a couple of inches. And then release your knees to the mat. Stretch or flatten your feet. Stretch your right foot out behind you, toes on the floor, that heel comes back. Lift that right leg up, extend your left arm. Big breath in. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Hold it, feel yourself crunch in your abs. And then extend, hold it. And with control, that hand comes down, that knee comes down right away. Left foot back, press your heel back. And then lift that left leg up. Right arm comes out. Big breath in. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow, hold it. Inhale, extend, and as you exhale, your hand and knee come back to the floor. Curl your toes. Slowly lift yourself back to down dog. So we're always thinking about keeping our abs engaged. Lift your right leg nice and high into the air. I'm gonna switch it out my face. Your right hand, so now you're in a one-legged down dog. You're gonna come up onto your tippy toes. You're gonna try to rock yourself forward to a one-legged plank. Lift yourself back up to that one-legged down dog. Rock yourself forward to a one-legged plank. Lift yourself up. Rock yourself forward. Release your foot down. Bring your knees to the mat. Sink your hips to your heels. Bring your arms behind you. Relax your shoulders. And pause here for a couple of breaths. Notice what you notice. Can you feel your breath in your belly? Can you feel your breath in your back ribs? And then bring your arms straight out in front of you. Lift yourself to all fours again. Notice, does your back start to sway? Engage your abdominal muscles, right? We always start from this position. Curl your toes, lift your hips. You're in your down dog again. And then that left leg comes up nice and high. You're back in your one-legged down dog. Nice breath in. Exhale, plank. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, plank. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, plank. Release your foot right away. Roll yourself to the outer edge of your right foot. Left arm comes up into the air. Tap your hips and lift. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Come back to your plank. Roll yourself to the outer edge of your left foot. Right arm up into the air. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Come back to plank, down to your knees, hips to your heels, arms behind you. Child's pose. Come up onto your hands and knees. And just as I mentioned, this is a lot of wrist work, I know that. So you're going to take your hands, point your fingers toward you, top of your hands come onto the floor, and you're going to try to lean back a little bit. Nice big stretch for the top of your wrists. And then come back, turn, now you're turning your fingers toward you, but your palms are on the floor, and you're going to lean back a little bit. And then sit down on your heels, start to circle your hands around, circle them around the other way. And try to fling water off your hands, right? Shake your hands like they're soaking wet. You're trying to dry them. And then from here, you come back up onto your hands and knees. You curl your toes. You lift yourself to your down dog. Lift your right leg nice and high in the air. Leaving that right leg up in the air, start to walk your hands back toward your left leg. You're using your core to do this. And then you're going to try to hold on to that left foot with one of your hands, maybe with both of your hands. And then step your feet together. Bring your hands to your shins, look forward. Big breath in. As you exhale, fold forward. Your legs are straightish. And then maybe you bend your knees a little bit. Let your belly rest on your thighs. Let your head get heavy. Notice what's happening in your back body. And then straighten your legs again. Hands come to your shins, look forward. Fold forward. Walk yourself back to your down dog. Come up nice and high on your tippy toes. Rock yourself forward to plank. Right knee taps and lifts. Left knee taps and lifts. Right forearm down, left forearm down, 2 breaths. Right arm straightens, left arm straightens. And now your left leg comes up nice and high in the air. You start to walk your hands back toward that right foot. And you hold on to your right ankle, your right toes with one hand, maybe with both. And then you're going to release your hands, step your feet together, bring your hands to your shins, look forward. And as you exhale, fold forward once again. Turn your palms upward, float your arms up over your head. I'm going to step back so you can see me. And then bring your hands to your heart center. Step your feet apart, so they're at least 4 feet apart. And then you're going to start to bend your knees. So you're coming into a little bit of a Buddha or a lot of Buddha squat. You're going to take your hands, I'm going to bend over so you can see me, and put your hands behind your head. Take a nice breath in. As you exhale, try to tap your right elbow to your knee, and then lift. Left and lift. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, feel your obliques. Inhale, exhale, these are like little crunches, right? Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, hands come together, lower yourself down, opening your hips, hands to the mat. Thinking about your side body again. Inhale, twist, look up to that right hand. Exhale, release. Inhale, left. Exhale, release. Inhale, right. Exhale, release. Inhale, left. Exhale, release. And then bring your hands in front of you. Come back down onto your hands and knees. It doesn't have to look pretty because remember, I can't see any of you. And you're going to start to just lower yourself down onto the floor and stretch your arms straight out in front of you. So with your arms stretched out in front of you, your legs stretched straight out behind you, take a moment to feel the length in your back body. And then take a big breath in. And as you exhale, lift both of your arms and lift your chest. So you're still looking down at your mat. Another big breath in. As you exhale, bring your elbows next to your side like the letter W. Inhale, stretch them out. Exhale, draw them back. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, W. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, W. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, W. Place your hands on the floor next to your chest. Straighten your arms, lift your chest. You're in up dog. Slowly bend your elbows, lower yourself down a little bit. And then a little bit more. And then a little bit more. And then a little bit more. Hold it. Big breath in. Exhale, straighten your arms. You're back in your up dog. Look up to the ceiling. Let your hips be heavy. Big back bend. Right? Your core is also your back. And then look forward. Slowly lower yourself all the way down. And then you're going to stretch your arms out in front of you again. You can take a moment to let your cheek rest on the mat. That helps you to get a little bit more air than when your forehead is on the mat. And then bring your forehead back to the mat. Now your upper body's not going to move. We're focusing on your lower body. Take a nice breath in. As you exhale, lift your feet, lift your knees, maybe a little bit of your thighs come up. And then you're going to open your legs like scissors and bring them back together. And open like scissors and bring them back together. Open like scissors, bring them back together, and release your legs down. Turn your cheek in the opposite direction that it just was in. And again, take a moment, reflect. Where do you feel your breath right now? Is your breath speeding up a little bit? Can you focus? Maybe in this prone position, being on your belly, you can notice what it takes to pull that belly button in as you're exhaling, right? That helps you to use your muscles to push so much air out that you now have nice expansive room for that next big breath in. So 2 more rounds of this deep abdominal breathing. And then we're going to put those 2 things together. So bring your forehead back to the mat. Take a nice breath in. As you exhale, lift your arms, lift your chest, lift your legs. Big sip of air. As you exhale, elbows make the W, legs open like scissors. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, bend and open. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, bend and open. One more time. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, bend and open. Hold it. Inhale, stretch. Place your hands on the floor, legs on the floor. Turn your cheek. And then begin to slowly roll yourself onto your back. So once you're on your back, let your hands rest on your belly. Take that big breath in, right? This abdominal breathing, this core breathing is as important as the movement. You can use your breath as a way of practically doing sit-ups. So take a big breath in with your hands resting on your belly to notice what's going on. As you exhale, pull your belly button back toward your spine. And then another big, full, deep breath in. This time as you exhale out loud, say, shh. Another big, full, deep breath in. And as you exhale out loud, say shh. One more time. Nice big full breath in. And as you exhale, shh. Good. Bring your right knee in. Bring your left knee in. Hold on to your knees for a moment. And as you're holding on to your knees, bringing them in toward your chest, notice your tailbone for a second. Feel it stretching toward the floor. And then bring your hands onto your kneecaps. Start making some big circles all the way around with your knees. And then reverse it, go around the other way. And then you're going to come to a still point. You're going to slide your hands down to your thighs. So notice that my legs probably want to start dropping down, but I'm not going to let them. I'm using the strength of my thighs. I'm using my knees. I'm using the back of my thighs. And I'm using my belly to hold my legs up. And then a little added or a lot of added abdominal work. Start pressing your hands into your thighs. And then start resisting by pressing your thighs back into your hands, right? It's like an equal but opposite force. You should really feel this in your lower abdominals. If you don't, you might have to use a little bit more, I will call it effort. And I'd like you to keep breathing as you're doing this. And then wrap your arms around your legs. Rock yourself gently from side to side. So why do we do core work? We do core work because it is very challenging to strengthen, especially your abdominal muscles throughout the course of your day-to-day life, right? We don't usually use our abdominal muscles when we're walking, when we're climbing stairs, when you're carrying packages, you're using other things, but not your belly. Bring both of your legs up into the air. And your abdominal muscles support your posture. They support your structure. So it's super important to do core work so that we protect everything else. You want to have a nice, smooth, even gait as you walk. You want to walk upright. You want to look like you're someone who's in control of your life. It all starts with a strong core. Now our hands are going to rest at our side. You're going to keep your legs glued together. Both of your legs are going to fall halfway down to the right, like a pendulum of a clock. You're going to inhale them back to center. And as you exhale, they come halfway down to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And as you exhale, bend your knees, toes point to your face. Starting with your right foot, imagine you're slamming on the brakes, and then bring it back in. Left foot slams on the brakes, bring it back in. Inhale, right. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, left. Exhale, bring it in. Start to open up your knees. Hold on to your feet. You're in happy baby. And then open one leg out to the side, open the other leg out to the side, and gently rock yourself from side to side. Feel your whole back. Come to a still point. Lift your butt up off the floor a tiny little bit. And imagine that tailbone's like a magnet trying to reach the mat. And now, if you can, bring the soles of your feet back together. You're going to try to see if you can come to sit from this position. So you might need to use a little bit of rocking and rolling and bring yourself up to sit. And then once you're seated, I can't tell what you're doing to sit, but once you're up, bring your legs together. Once again, look, we've got that 45-degree angle. I'm not letting my feet fall. They're lifted. I'm holding on to my thighs so that I can lift up my back body. And then I'm gonna continue to hold on to my thighs as I stretch that right leg out and bring that knee in. Stretch that left leg out, bring that knee in. Arms come out. This is Ardha Navasana, half boat pose with a little bit of movement. Right knee, bring it in. Left leg, knee in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Hold on to those thighs. Feet to the floor. Hands to your knees. Tuck your chin. Pull your belly in. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, lift your chest. Draw those shoulder blades together and look up. Inhale, tuck and round. Exhale, lift up, look up. Again, inhale, tuck and round. Exhale, lift up, look up. And then look straight ahead. Bring your hands together. Nice breath in. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Right, center, left, center. You can continue doing this with your feet on the floor, or you can lift your feet up, hands together. Right, center, left, center. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Tap your right toe, lift. Left toe, lift. Right toe, lift. Left toe, lift. Hands to your thighs. Bring yourself back together. And then open your knees. Hold on to the outer edges of your feet. So just like we did before we started on our back and tried to come up, this time we're going to start seated. And you're going to roll yourself back and then try to bring yourself back up. We're going to do that again, but this time we're going to try to use a little bit less momentum and a little bit more muscle. So roll yourself back, pause, and then see if you can use your muscle strength. I'm struggling here to get yourself back up. And then stay here. Place your feet on the floor. Bring your knees together. Arms come straight out. Big sip of air. As you exhale, tap your right elbow to the floor. So notice how I'm moving my shoulder, right? This is shoulder work too. Tap your elbow, lift yourself up. Left elbow and lift. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, pause. Slowly, 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 slowly. You're back down on the floor and you're going to stay here. You're going to bring both of your knees into your chest. Arms come out to the side. Relax your shoulders. Really feel your shoulders in contact with the floor. So if you can't feel your shoulders on the floor and your arms are straight out, maybe you lower them down a little bit, right? Maybe those hands come a little bit closer to your hips as opposed to straight out. And that might allow your shoulders to relax a little bit more. So you want your shoulders to be at ease. You don't want to hold that tension. And then you're going to take a big breath in. You're going to use your exhale to let those knees come halfway down to the right. Your head turns to the left. Again, this is oblique work. Spinal twist, you betcha, but I want you to focus on your obliques. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees come halfway to the right, head turns to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right, head to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, halfway to the left, head to the right. Inhale, center. And then as you exhale, place your feet on the floor. Feel all 10 of your toes. Feel both of your heels. If you would like to make this slightly more challenging, turn your palms upward, rest your hands on the floor. press into your feet. Big sip of air. Exhale, lift your hips, your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, and stay here. Take another big breath in. As you exhale, lift up even higher and stay here. Take another big breath in. As you exhale, even a little bit higher. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And then slowly lower your upper back, your middle back, your lower back, your hips. Bring one knee at a time in toward your chest. Slide your hands underneath your butt, and both of your legs are going to come up into the air, toes to your face. So just stay here for a moment, noticing the stretch in your ankle, your calves, the back of your knee, your hamstrings. Maybe you circle your ankles around a little bit in one direction, and then you go around in the other direction. And then you come to a still point, and you begin to slowly lower that right leg almost the whole way down. You let it hover, and then you bring it back up. And then that left leg comes almost the whole way down. And then you bring it back up. And again, right leg comes almost the whole way down. And lift. Left leg comes almost the whole way down. And lift. And then here's the big kahuna. Nice big breath in. As you exhale, both of your legs come almost the whole way down. Let them hover a few inches above the floor. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And then slowly bring them back up. Pause. Another nice breath in. And as you exhale, you can lower them all the way down to the mat. Once your feet have reached the floor, you can slide your hands out from underneath you. And you can close your eyes. And let your attention come back to feeling your breath in your core. For many people, they have a big awareness of their breath as it touches their nostrils, as it fills their nose, as it travels down their throat, and that's fantastic. But for our purposes now, for our purposes of keeping our awareness on our core, I want you to skip that part of paying attention and notice your breath in your chest. Notice it in your ribs. Notice it in your belly. Notice it in your back. And then using some of that core strength, take another big, full, deep breath in. And as you exhale, push that breath out of your body, making room for another nice, big, full breath in. Try to imagine that you have on like a wetsuit. And as you inhale, you're filling your belly up. And as you exhale, you're zipping that wetsuit up from the bottom all the way up past your belly button. So that's using some core breathing techniques. Inhaling, filling your abdomen, and then exhaling, pulling your belly muscles in and zipping up from the bottom. And if your mind is wandering, That's okay. But maybe you let it wander to what you would write down on a quiz if I were to give you a quiz that said, what are your top 5 core values? And how do you live them? If you're a person who values truthfulness and honesty, do you live your life that way? If you struggle to think of 1 or 2 or 3 core values, that's good information too. How have your values or your beliefs shifted in these past few months? Maybe you were someone who valued adventure. You thought that adventure travel was so valued that you needed it to be fulfilled. And perhaps you realize that you're very happy at home. Maybe you were somebody who valued lots of activity, who valued extensive friendships. And now you realize that having limited contact with just a few close people is completely okay. Or maybe not. But think about it for a few more breaths. And then take one more big, full, deep breath in. Use the strength of your abdominal muscles and your exhale to help begin to guide you back to a comfortable seated position, going through whatever motions you need to get there. Once you are upright, try to remember that sense of sitting in alignment that we were striving for at the beginning of our practice. Your spine is stacked, one vertebrae on top of the other. Your chin is tucked back. Your shoulders are relaxed. And then bring your hands together at your heart center. And as always, express gratitude toward yourself for taking the time to come to your mat this afternoon. Then maybe you express a little bit more gratitude, or a little extra gratitude for your core strength. Not just your physical core strength, but your spiritual, intellectual, and emotional core strength as well. Take one more nice, big, full breath in. And as you exhale, bow forward. Namaste. Thank you all. Thank you, Beatrice. How you have a good weekend too. It's nice.